Hello, welcome to the week that was. In the Syrian civil war, which has always drawn in outside forces, well, it threatened to also become a war between states. The Turkish advance down into the Afrin region edged closer to the town of Afrin in a bid to destroy Syrian Kurdish forces. The Turks are now positioned to enter the urban areas, but after a month of prevarication, President Assad made a move. The Kurds asked for help. Assad sent pro-government forces to reinforce them. They immediately came under what were called warning shots by the Turkish artillery. So next, will the Syrian government forces enter the town? Will the Turks try and take it? Down south, government forces continued their bombardment of eastern Ghouta near the capital. Several hundred people were reported killed amid allegations that Assad's forces were again targeting hospitals. The UN Security Council is attempting to at least limit the suffering, but any temporary lull in the violence has to be seen against the background reality that the Assad regime seems hell-bent on regaining all territory lost over the past 7 years. In America, the political fallout from the Florida school shooting continued. President Trump held a listening meeting with students, teachers, and families. His concerned demeanor somewhat undermined by a cheat sheet he was holding, reminding him to say, "I hear you." The president supported arming some teachers. He also called for improved background checks on gun buyers, raising the minimum age to buy a gun to 21, and the banning of bump stocks, a system where a semi-automatic weapon is turned into an automatic one. In Venezuela, the opposition said it will boycott next month's presidential elections on the grounds that they'll be fraudulent. Now, most leading opposition members are banned from politics, or they're in jail, or they're in exile. But President Maduro said the vote would go ahead come rain, shine, or lightning. In Germany, a new opinion poll put the extreme right AfD party second, ahead of the SPD, a party with its roots in the 1860s. It's an indication of where politics may be going across Europe. Back in the Middle East, Saudi Arabia offered another $1 billion towards the effort to rebuild Iraq. This was on top of the $500 million pledged at the Kuwait conference the week before. And the kingdom also rose in this year's Transparency International Corruption Index. It stands at 57th out of 180. At number 1, least corrupt, New Zealand. 180, Somalia. The UK was ranked 8th, the USA 16th, and the UAE was the least corrupt country in the Middle East at 21. From corruption to incompetence. In Britain, Kentucky Fried Chicken ran out of chicken. It switched delivery contractors to DHL and promptly had to close 2/3 of its stores for a few days. There's a kernel of truth in that story. That was the week that was. See you next time.